Hello, church family, and welcome to Pastor's Corner, our 5th episode. Well, today I'm in Hanford English and we're having communion service. And I want to talk to you all about the humility that Jesus showed in John chapter 13 when he washed the disciples' feet. Now, John, interestingly, does not just tell us what Jesus did, he tells us what Jesus knew. He tells us that Jesus knew his time was coming. He knew that he was about to leave the world. He knew that the cross was near. And yet, John shares something very beautiful and meaningful. Jesus loved his disciples and he loved them to the very end. Now then, John adds something small. Jesus knew that he had come from God and he knew that he was returning to God the Father. Now, church family, that matters. It matters because it means Jesus served from a solid place. He wasn't trying to prove anything. He wasn't fighting for status. He knew who he was. And because he knew who he was, he got up from the table. He laid aside his outer garment. He wrapped himself in a towel. He poured water into a basin. And then he did something extraordinary. He began to wash the disciples' feet. Now, let's be honest, this was shocking. In that society, everyone understood position, authority, rank. This wasn't the role of a teacher, never the job of a leader. This was the work of a servant, even a slave. That's why Peter struggles. Lord, are you going to wash my feet? Because Peter is thinking, this is beneath you. But Jesus here is teaching a lesson with his actions. No act of love is beneath any child of God. Amen? And what moves me here is this. This is the last long, concentrated time that Jesus had with his disciples, and he made that time consecrated. Now, of all of the things that he could have chosen to focus on, he could have preached them a sermon, he could have confronted their attitudes about money or pride, all valuable things, right? Instead, he picks up a towel. So with a basin and the towel, Jesus says, how you treat one another matters. How you serve one another matters. Humility matters. And then he says in verse 15, I have set you an example. Like I have done, do likewise. So here's my simple challenge for you this week, dear friends. Ask the Lord, where do I need to take the towel? At home? At church? In the workplace? In our relationships? Not because you're forced, but because you love. Church family, this towel is still preaching. Humility matters. This has been Pastor's Corner. Godspeed.